Hello everyone. Before we get started, please like and share this video. It really helps me out. Also, if you can, subscribe to my YouTube channel and make sure you cut on all notification bells so you can be notified whenever I release a new video. And one more thing, when you're watching my videos,
You better make sure you look behind you.
I break out in goosebumps every time I think about this experience I had. And it's something very chilling. And I still question my insanity after going through this. This happened to me when I was 16 years old. I was coming home from high school, and it was a very long day. Had a test I was doing, and luckily I passed, but I was wiped from all the studying I'd done for that test the previous weeks. I came home, and I knew my mother was not there because she was at her job, and she wasn't going to be back till around 7 o'clock p.m. I went in the kitchen, and I made myself a little snack. I made myself some sandwich and a glass of milk. And then I sat down and watched a little bit of TV to kill some time. I didn't have any homework, so that made things a lot more relaxing for me. As I was eating and watching television, I heard the door open in the living room, and I saw that it was my mom. I was confused because it was only 5 o'clock, and she had just texted me 10 minutes ago that she was going to come back at the house at around 8 o'clock. She was going to stay 30 minutes later at her job. So I was puzzled a bit. I asked her, "Mom, I thought you were going to come back at 8 o'clock. It's a little early. Did something happen at the job?" She didn't say nothing to me. She just looked like she was very drained and her eyes looked empty. She just walked towards the kitchen, and I just went back to watching television. I didn't really bother to ask her any more questions. 30 minutes had passed, and I noticed that it was very quiet in the kitchen. Usually my mother would go in the kitchen to start cooking, but I didn't hear anything. I jumped up from the couch and went inside the kitchen, and I saw her just staring at the wall with that blank, pale expression. I was concerned, wondering if she was all right. She just stood there. I called out to her and I asked her again, "Mom, are you all right? Why are you just staring at the wall? Is everything okay? Mom, talk to me. You're starting to scare me." She looked up at me and she gave me a huge grin. A grin that was so wide it made the hairs on my back stand up. She then proceeded to raise her hands and slowly walk in my direction. I began to walk backwards, looking very concerned, and then I exhaled upstairs while I heard my mother screaming. I turned around and she had a large kitchen knife in her hands. I was freaking out. I ran quickly upstairs. Once I ran, I closed the door and I locked it. I didn't hear nothing for a few moments, and then afterwards my phone rang. I looked at it and it was my mother. I answered the phone with shaky hands. "Hey sweetheart, how's it going? Look, I'm gonna need you to take the chicken out of the freezer and run it under water for about 15 minutes to unthaw it. I'm coming home right now. We'll cook dinner together." "Wait, Mom, you're not home yet?" No, I'm now coming over there right now. What's going on, sweetheart? Is everything all right?" Yeah, everything is fine. I guess." I opened the door and I looked around and I didn't see anyone. There was no signs that anyone came in. It was weird. But I swear up and down, I saw my mother. Once my mother actually came in, I recognized her and how she acted. And that was definitely my mother. The woman that I saw that looked exactly identical to my mother, I don't know who that was. I never told my mother about what happened. I kept it to myself. She probably would have thought that I was crazy. But I can assure you people that are listening right now, I didn't imagine this. This was 100% real. And I don't know what I encountered and why it looked like my mother, whatever it was. But I will say, I feel like it was something supernatural.